So just this last session for the morning, Wayne, thank you for that. I think Centrica is one of the customers that exemplifies best run businesses run SAP. That's a nice story. We've seen a lot of innovation this morning, and Sanjay's talked a lot about new innovations and so on. I think you've seen some of the mainstream innovations that SAP have brought to market running there at Centrica. But there's an awful lot more of stuff that Sanjay's talked about and other technologies we're introducing. And one of our main challenges is how do we make that real? How do we demonstrate the value of that? We get the skills into the marketplace, we develop that capability to see where the value lies. And one of the schemes that SAP runs is a lot of these outreach activities to talk to developers. We're doing a lot now focusing on the developer community. But for some time, we've run these events called InnoJams, where we actually turn or try and bring people in a competitive environment to do something with this, to show what is possible with all of these technologies. You see a photograph here of the teams yesterday who spent a long time playing with all this technology. And Rui runs this program on a global level. I'll let him introduce it to you. We're going to show you what the teams achieved yesterday and the limited time they have available.
Okay, thank you, Simon. So, first of all, before I start, who of you has developer background? Raise your hand. Okay, very good. Who doesn't have? Okay, never mind. So, for both of you, the InnoJam is interesting. So, maybe first of all to explain what InnoJam is. It's a 30-hour non-stop event that we do, and we give the participants access to the newest technologies that SAP has. Sometimes even technologies that are not yet out in the market. For example, Gateway, we presented at an InnoJam when it was not globally available yet. What we do during this event is we bring in all the technology experts from SAP. We provide the infrastructure for participants. So in case you want also to use this infrastructure, go to developers.sap.com. So you can actually go there and get a trial for HANA systems, for also for gateway systems. You can also try out NetWeaver Cloud, SAP UI5, so all these new technologies that SAP currently has. They're all in this developer center. And together with these on-site experts, people try to build something within a 30-hour time frame, which is pretty tough. And it got much tougher this year. So we have been already in Australia last year in Sydney. This year we have also a design thinking methodology in InnoJam. So not only trying to code something within a 30-hour time frame, but also get it from an idea or from a theme that was this time fighting bushfires in Australia, from an idea to gathering requirements from end users and trying to be to understand the user's needs until really getting an idea how a prototype should look like, and then develop after that the prototype and present it to a jury after these 30 hours. So many of those people that you see there haven't slept during the last 30 hours. So we will present the winning team. Will also show what they did. So in case something goes wrong, please remember some of these guys didn't sleep from Sunday to Monday. So this InnoJam in Melbourne started on Sunday morning at 10 AM. As I said, the theme around the InnoJam was fighting the bushfires. We gave participants 2 challenges, and we had 5 teams in Melbourne who took these challenges and tried to understand what could they do to actually address and tackle this challenge around fighting bushfires. And we had, at the event, we had HANA available, we had SAP NetWeaver Cloud, we had SAP NetWeaver Gateway, we had the HTML toolkit called SAP UI5, and we had Sybase Power Builder that people can use. And the winning team is actually with us here today, and to present what they did. Please a little applause so that they are a little bit shy to come up. prototype is called Where's Wally? So Wally is, well, you will explain what Wally is, right? Okay, perfect. You might connect your device here. And the tough thing about this InnoJam event in the jury is that each team at the final presentations has only 6 minutes to show what they did. So you will feel kind of a pressure when they're talking, so they talk pretty fast. And I will be sitting here in front and giving them signs like 6 minutes or 1 minute. So again, a little applause, and once you are ready, applause. And the time is clicking. When to say go?
Go.
Okay.
It's my pleasure to introduce Where's Wally application that we will be providing free to homeowners and other personnel in bushfire-prone areas. This application is focused on the Plan, Act, Survive strategy. Why this application? During the design thinking, we performed in the first 5 hours of the InnoJam. We identified that there is a shortfall in the communication and situational awareness for individuals impacted by this catastrophic event. As part of that design thinking process, what we needed to do was develop a persona. We identified Wally as the person that we were providing this application for. He's 50 years old, loves his big house and his swimming pool, loves his car collection, he's got a Bentley with all the family stickers on the back of it, loves and protects his family, and owns a dog. What we needed to be able to provide for this persona, and this was put into a point of view statement, was he's a very bushfire aware person. He lives in a heavily vegetated area, lots of trees, lots of eucalypts, everything else. He has a bushfire strategy. He's not a stupid person by any means. He's an accountant. Goodness gracious. And everything he's got a lot of money. He charges like a wounded bull. But this is a 1 in a 100-year event. His carefully thought out strategy of stay and defend is no longer tenable. We need to give him strategies to help him exit from his current situation.
So maybe if we jump, is this working? Yeah, Yep, now it's working. So maybe if we just jump into the technology involved. As already mentioned, there was quite a few technologies in it. We attempted to use all of them. So basically we had the SAP UI5, which has got some incredibly long name, which I don't know what it actually is, but SAP UI5 to those we know as our front-end enablement. So some cool HTML5 stuff in there. We use Neo from a perspective of being able to put something into the cloud and host the SAP UI5 content, and to hook into HANA as well at one point. Didn't get that working, to be honest, but that was one of the things as well we got to. And we used Power Builder as well. So when we go through the demo, you'll see that we've got the control room has got an interface as well. We're not going to show you the Power Builder interface. We'll use that to actually enable some of the back-end data to be fed into the system itself. We've got ERP, which was exposed via gateway, so made that very easy to consume in the SAP UI5 platform. And Google Maps looks great, and email. So that's pretty much the technology in place. So now let's jump into the actual demo.
This gentleman's already registered into the database that we're using, that's using HANA to take all of this new information in. He's pre-registered. His first alert is being aware, and that he needs to be aware there's potential for a bushfire in his area, and he needs to be up to date. He goes into his Where's Wally application so that he can check on what he needs to do in this situation.
Now at this point, Andy, obviously an email is not the right mechanism to notify people, but we didn't have the sort of the phone gap solution over the top of our HTML5, so we're using email for the demonstration purposes. It's not really a very practical way of doing this, but it's there. So let's stage of the application itself. And what we're doing in Prepare is we're actually making sure that we've gone through a checklist of pre-configured items that we've already registered in the system to say, okay, let's see what we've done. We've got fuel and vehicles, so we click that finger, and you can just see where our preparedness goes up as we click things. And we make it to the point where we go, well, okay, that's good enough for now, and remind me in 2 days. Okay, so that's pretty much the prepare stage now.
This is the bushfire control centre to all units. Tomorrow will be a high fire danger day, and we ask you to implement your emergency action plans.
We've now gone to our alert level, which has changed to watch and act. At this point, in his planned strategy, he has now sent his family to a safe haven, but he is still deciding that he will stay and defend. He goes back into the act phase, he looks at the areas around him to make sure of what's going on in the various areas and how the fires are impacting, and he evacuates his family.
So we come to this stage here, and you can see one thing we did have problems with the gateway interface was we had cache data, so we don't see changing data in the demo, so just be aware it's not meant to be such a high risk rating at this stage. But you can see in the screen we've got the registered people status, which we'll implement in the next release. And effectively, that's the end of that stage. So you pretty much know where everything is, you kind of got a feeling of what's happening and what the risk is to you in that scenario.
He's evacuated his family, he's still out there hosing down, and he gets an alert to say, your family has reached their safe haven. This is building information back into a database that can be used by anybody about where the people are within the bushfire situation. That's now gone to, however, the survive phase. And he needs now to find out how he can escape or what the situation is for him. He gets this alert that says it's time to leave.
As you can see here, we've got the only path out now, because there's a fire that's covering the other exit path, so, and hence why our risk rating is so high. So it's a personalised alert for them, and pretty much, get out now, Wally, and it's time to leave. Thank you very much.
Today 30 seconds more than yesterday, so it's okay. I think Simon, you wanted to say something.
Yeah, I just wanted to just reinforce the point of all of this. You saw a very visual demo, and the guys really did achieve this in just 30 hours. But recently I was in the US, and we had a very large global customer come in and sat with us. And they were wanting to do things differently, they wanted to move quickly, they wanted to execute them. And they entered the room saying, you're the boring back-end accounting software, we already use you, we're going to go with a startup who can do things for us really quickly. We've only got till 2 p.m. and then we're leaving. They stayed for the entire day, they came to dinner, we were out until midnight, and they've issued us an RFP, and we're likely to win that now. Because this is very, very different. This is not your granddad's SAP. And everything you've seen here is SAP technology. Everything, the back end, the cloud, the integration, the mobile, the front end, everything is SAP technology. This is not your boring back end business accounting software coming in. And the biggest challenge is in getting, not just you as the audience, but your stakeholders in your business to realise that. You can achieve some really sexy, new, quick, time to market stuff with SAP these days. And that's the point of this, and what the guys have achieved is fantastic in the time they were given. They can now go back into their worlds and syndicate that information. We encourage more of you to sort of take that approach and see what you can achieve.
Thank you, Simon. So, first of all, again, thanks not only for the winning team, but also for the other teams who have been participating. And we have, it's Harry, an SAP InnoJam winner trophy. So, handing over to the teams, or the people in the team. So, Matt, for you, you're making it hard for me. Just come with me, please. I'm also tired.
We've been following you all day for the last 2 days.
So, Linda, for you. So, thanks again for participating there. And you guys need to share one. So.
We went for the same company.
Right. So you put it in your between your seats. So one flash forward. I have a couple of questions, and maybe we have time also for a quick Q&A in the audience. So tell me, what was your experience during this InnoJam? Somebody probably wants to say something?
Well, for me, I think the key thing was we attend these conferences and we see a lot of technologies, and sometimes you sort of, wish you had the chance to play with these. And InnoJam is your chance to play. As you saw up there, I mean, really, how many of you will get a chance to play with all those technologies over 2 days? You wouldn't get that unless you're at InnoJam. So that was number one. And number two was not only do you get to play with these technologies, but you get the SAP experts there who are giving you one-on-one tuition while you're there. So, I mean, to me, that was great. You couldn't get that anywhere else.
Yeah. So what does it mean for your, you're happy now at this InnoJam event, so you spend a Sunday and a Monday doing it. What do you take out of it for your day-to-day work now? Maybe somebody else?
Yeah.
What does it mean for what you are doing at your company?
Yes, well, for me, I'm actually coming as a business analyst, really, so I'm not really one of the technical people. But the thing that I really enjoyed was the design thinking approach. And we spent 5 hours going through the design thinking methodology. And it enabled, I think, myself and Linda too, as another business person, to really input to the technical guys and help them to develop a design and actually really a product that sort of works end to end. So we're able to fit the technology to a real business case, if you like. And I found it really interesting to build the persona and sort of understand it from the user's perspective.
Yeah, so to get empathy for the user's needs, right? And that's actually a good point. So it's not only a hacker event, right? So we really try to get teams which are as diverse as possible. So we identified at the beginning of the event, okay, who are the people with the coding capabilities. They were kind of put aside, and then we started to see, okay, who doesn't have, we put them in teams, and then we try to put coders together with business experts, with industry experts, and at the end, this mixture is really what makes a difference between, let's say, a just techie development, rather than something where you have people with multiple views on the same issue. Maybe last question for me. Would you recommend an InnoJam? Oh, I know the answer.
Yes, I would. I did it last year and this year. I think it's improved from last year.
What do you think?
Yep, I encourage it. One reason that I can say is I'm a consultant, and day to day, the technologies are getting larger, and the time to deal with them is becoming shorter. So I would say consultant's life is becoming more like a stretched out InnoJam. So go, just do it, and get it done.
So it's going to be a much relaxed job for you now, right? After the InnoJam, it's easy.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point, because when the customers are expecting magic once from developers, this is the platform to start to see, gather, get the information, and get used to it. So I think these are
Matt, what do you think?
I think Sarah's a good example to talk about in terms of coming to InnoJam. He wanted to get access to HANA, he wanted to get access to SAP UI5, he wanted to get access to Neo, and although I tried to cut him down in terms of what he was trying to do in each release, he got everything done, and just that capability of doing that in the InnoJam for what you want to get out of it and what I want to get out of it, we ended up achieving what we wanted to do. And I think the time pressures of an InnoJam compared to doing normal training adds to you being a bit more realistic and in real life, because you don't actually get to sit there and plod through things and go over coffee for 2 hours, which maybe a lot of people do. It is a very good way, that pressure to get you to deliver and just to get a lot out of it in a very short time frame.
Yeah, and it's not about really trying to deliver something which is completely functional, right? I think the most important thing is...
It's all working, everything absolutely.
Yeah, just in your case. No, but really to try really to meet the business need as as you just said before, well, it was important really to provide something for your end customers, which is useful to them and useful for the business. And the more cycles you do and involve your end customer or your end user, the better your application really fits what the user needs. And I think this is the main thing also for developers really to think about, okay, to try to get empathy for the end user's needs, and that's why this design thinking part of InnoJam is also really important. I would like to have maybe 1 or 2 questions of the audience, if there are any. Don't be shy. Any questions? Okay, so with that said, you want to say something?
I'm never silent, really.
Sorry?
Never silent, really.
Okay.
Just on behalf of all the participants at the InnoJam, and now the new evangelists for InnoJam, I'd like to thank Rui especially. He came to us from Germany via Britain. Had pizza on the flight, didn't enjoy it. Kept us going with jokes, some good, some bad. He had a great support team with him that was supplied both from local SAP resources and also through our SAP mentors. And they showed us what we could do, but they only had 3 minutes to show us each of these technologies. So we then needed the support background. But it was a fantastic atmosphere, and I would like to thank SAP for their support in this, especially for getting the support team over here from overseas, and for the fantastic people they put together for the event. It was a great time.
Was my pleasure. Thank you. Maybe for all of you who would like to know about more what InnoJam is, does it work? No. Can you go back, please? One. Yeah. So if you want to learn more about InnoJam, just go to www.sapinnojam.com. There you will find all the information about what InnoJam is. You will find also summaries about InnoJams that already happened, including the Melbourne one. You will find a lot of videos also about the design thinking we did on Melbourne, and also about the upcoming events. So the next InnoJam is in 2 weeks in the Netherlands, and after that SAP Tech at Las Vegas, Madrid, Bangalore and Shanghai. We will also have InnoJams there. In case you want to try out these technologies that you already heard also in former presentations, go to the Developer Center at the developer.sap.com webpage. You will find all resources, how to get access to HANA, to Network Cloud, and other new technologies from SAP for free with a developer license. In case you want to, next slide, want to reach out to me with questions that you have, just email me, runu.noguera@sap.com, or runugera # on Twitter. Thank you very much.